We're coming to you live from Bue in the southwest region of Cameroon, and this is the news brief on CMTV with me, Abane Jeffrey Obase. Good evening and welcome. Over 900 people have been confirmed dead of the Ebola virus, which has now struck neighboring Nigeria. Discover more about the virus on this edition of the news brief. 10 people have died in the recent Boko Haram attack in the north of Cameroon. And in sports, the University of Bue Football Club recorded a draw against Little Foot Football Club of Tico today in a friendly match. Those were the major news headlines. The full package is up next. The recent outbreak of the Ebola virus in West Africa has gradually become an international crisis as non-Africans have been infected, and the death toll stands at over 933 persons. Recent reports suggest 9 persons in neighboring Nigeria have so far been diagnosed with the virus. In response to the crisis, the Cameroon government, through the Secretary General at the Ministry of Public Health, has promised government action to tackle any reported threats. With no confirmed cases in Cameroon, the preventive measures of hygiene and proper food consumption, as advised by the World Health Organization, can be effective in Ebola prevention. Following recent reports, a nurse in Nigeria, a businessman in Saudi Arabia, and a Spanish priest in Liberia have been confirmed to have contracted the Ebola virus. The Ebola virus is becoming rapidly an issue of concern in Cameroon. In the following Vox Pop, Bertrand Ambé samples the knowledge and opinion of some Cameroonians on the deadly virus.
And about the Ebola virus, truly months ago, or let me say about a week and a half ago, a friend just sent a white text that I should be careful from eating pork, bushmeat, all this porcupine stuff. That there's a main transmitter of the virus called Ebola virus. I didn't know about it well. But on watching the news, I got like CNN, keep on singing the thing that I heard how countries have been, and most African countries coming towards, and even Nigeria was being infected. So I just, have heads on, and even stopping from eating cow meat. Because I don't know, maybe, who knows, if pork and some other bush meat, cows still go in the forest. So
I'm Kolumba Sunday. Yeah. I received it as a text, but I've never took note of it or hear about it. It's just now that my friend is talking about it, so I don't really know, because I've even heard it in a taxi. Animals, there are so many kind of animals that eat grasses. Maybe it comes from the kind of herbs that they eat in the bush or whatever. So I can't say nothing about that because.
My name is Madame Gladys. Concerning the Ebola disease, I don't know about it.
What I know about it is that it is contact by, you can get in contact with it through bushmeat, which are some of the things that we are much more consuming nowadays, and which we also can get it from this bitter cola, which those are one of the things that we get. And even those that are infected with it, if you greet, or you don't need to go closer to them, but it's very dangerous. And now what we need to prevent it is that when you get in contact with people, like greeting, at least you need to wash your hands every moment.
Still in line with the Ebola virus, our reporter Bertrand Ambé spoke to Dr. Derek Cho Awa of St. Albert the Great Clinic, who gives us an insight as to what the Ebola virus is all about. Let's hear him.
Ebola virus, actually, what we are getting around is the Ebola virus disease. In the past, it used to be called the Ebola hemorrhagic fever, but now in modern days, it's been called the Ebola viral disease. is a disease caused by the Ebola virus. The Ebola virus, which infects the humans and now causes a very severe form of disease that is being manifested by the patient having some generalized symptoms that usually are not very precise but are vague. But in these patients we have fever, we have headache, we have abdominal pains, we have general body weakness, we have vomiting, diarrhea, patient going unconscious in very severe forms, and then it can also, the final endpoint is death. Because as of now, we don't have cure per se. So in summary, that's what it is. But you will notice that the symptoms that I've just called are not very specific only to the Ebola virus. So for now, in Cameroon, it should not be panic, but at least everybody should be alert. There is something of that sort. Yes, it's true there's a virus. I'm not among the best scientists working on that, but you know, treatment for now is very conservative. At least we believe as doctors that in a population, if we are being attacked by a crisis, not everybody is going to die. There are some people with competent immune systems that are going to overcome the disease. So I think if somebody is infected from now in Cameroon, what we'll do supportive management. If the patient is having diarrhea, we manage his diarrhea. If the patient is having fever, we manage his fever. And trying to make sure to give the patient more time for his system to fight. But I will show you, not with a lot of certainty, that I believe the toppest scientists in the world will come out with a cure. But for now, we don't yet have access to that. So we just want to tell people not to panic much, in as much as they should not be let loose, but everybody should be cautious enough not to be affected.
Dr. Derek Cho, I was talking to our reporter Bertrand Ambe. Now on to something else. Persistent rainfall in the town of Bue is affecting the prices of vegetables in the local markets. Vegetables which were sold at 100 francs CFA before are now sold at 250 francs at least. Tajavi sampled the opinion of a vegetable trader and brought back this package.
Okay. Big bone, 300. You buy and sell them?
Yes.
Okay, how much should you actually buy?
You buy 150, you sell 200.
Okay, when person want them leave fix them for you, how much? Or you just fix them?
When person buy one bundle, so big bundle, so 300. They will slice them again.
Okay, how much did you say your sweet bitter leaf? Yes, sweet bitter leaf.
Sweet bitter leaf na 150.
150 and
water leaf 100. Green 200.
200. So what will be the problem with the face for this market?
The problem with the face for this market is too much rain. As the rain is intense, so we get mud. If you say inside the mud. The place is really be nasty. What it says, only feel fine.
Suspected ties to the Nigerian Islamist group Boko Haram have killed 10 people in a recent raid on a remote village in North Cameroon. The 10 people shot dead in Zigagwe include 9 bus passengers and a soldier. This raid by heavily armed militants in the north of the country follows the deployment of more than 1,000 soldiers to Cameroon's long and porous border by Nigeria recently in a bid to prevent such attacks. Out of Cameroon, the final stages of the Oscar Pistorius trial in South Africa have taken place today. In today's session at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, both the prosecution and defense teams were giving their closing arguments in court. The case has been adjourned to tomorrow for more of the closing arguments. At the end of the hearings, Judge Thokozile Masipa is expected to adjourn the case for about a month for the deliverance of the final verdict. Pistorius faces up to 25 years in prison if found guilty of deliberate murder on his girlfriend River Stinkham on Valentine's Day last year. We now talk sports. The University of Bue Football Club was held to a 1-1 draw by visiting Littlefoot Football Club of Tico in a friendly match at the Moliko Opni Sports Stadium today. The match served as a test ground for both sides as they prepare towards the resumption of the Southwest Regional Amateur League expected next weekend. For UBFC, the match also served as preparation towards their round of 16 fixture in the ongoing Cup of Cameroon, having sailed past National Polytechnic of Bamenda by 1-0 at the round of 32 in Bafang recently. That's the package we put together for you on this edition of the News Brief on CMTV. You can follow more of those stories on our website www.chilenmusictv.com. The next edition of the news comes up on Monday at exactly 7 p.m. live. Until then, stay tuned to programs on CMTV. Bye-bye.